Hey, it's Lyn from Lyn's Crafts, and I've got a multiple part tutorial coming out on creating one of these pendants. Um, I've had lots of questions about my face mold, and unfortunately, it's my face mold, so I won't be able to offer that for sale. But you can get the sculpting mold that's got faces, moon faces, in all different sizes, and I'll put a link below where you can find that at. This piece is made from that mold. This tutorial is going to be about how to alter a face from a mold. So let's get started. I've just got some Sculpey 3, and it's just in a beige color, because once again you can alter that too. Alright, so just gonna squish some clay in the mold. And I didn't use the largest face mold because that does make quite a large pendant. I chose the second to largest. Alright. And once again, it's difficult to do looking around the camera. Alright, so just fill it and slice it off flush with the back with your clay blade. You can also use something like a credit card or something to just drag across it to try to smooth the back off. Alright, so then we're going to pop it out. This is a silicone type of mold. I don't know that it's necessarily a silicone mold. I wouldn't attempt to put this one in the oven though. Alright, and if she comes out a little funky, put her on your baking towel. And I apologize, all my baking towels are full. Okay. Now, with your favorite pointy tool, toothpick, etc., the first thing I do is I go in under the nose and I put a couple of nostrils. And what that does is it helps to lift the nose a little bit so it's not so flat to the face. Alright, I don't know what has gotten there we go. Now you may be thinking, Lyn, what are you doing using Sculpey 3 for our face? Because it is pretty soft. But I've got a lot of it that I need to use. And this piece will go in the frame of another piece, so I'm not worried about the strength of it or anything like that. Alright, the second thing I would do is to redefine the eyes a little bit. Alright, Now you can't really tell a lot of difference at this point. Same thing with the lips. You're just bringing them out just a little bit. Alright, at this point you could put eyebrows, tattoos, you can put anything that you would like that maybe fits your piece. Alright, but as you can see on this piece, I did some stamping with a music note stamp, a music sheet stamp with Stays on ink to get that effect. But on this one, I'm going to try to do a script stamp. But I'm not going to stamp it with ink. I'm going to stamp it hopefully into the piece without destroying it if I can. Make sure your stamp is right side up. And just putting the lightest pressure. And I tried not to press the nose down too much. Which I did anyway. Alright. Now, I'm not sure whether I like that or not. But I'm thinking about going for it anyway. So I'll bake this piece and come back and see what I think. Alright, and just for the sake of the sharing, I'm going to do one where I stamp it. And bake them both at the same time, and that way I can... Alright. This is the second one, and I'm going to put them both in the oven at the same time. I apologize, I'm having trouble with my memory card. So I just jumped online and ordered me another one. Okay? Alright. Okay. Here they are, out of the oven. And this will all show up after antiquing quite a bit more. Alright, this one, I'm going to use that same stamp with some Stays on ink. I'm sorry, it's not Stays on ink. It's Memento ink. It's the Tuxedo Black Memento ink, which is also a permanent ink that works well on polymer clay. Alright, so I'm just going to ink up the stamp pad. Alright. Now, the only advice I can give you on this is to try not to let it slide. Alright, that didn't turn out too bad. Okay, alright. So here's what we've got to start with. Alright, just tips on altering a mold, a face mold. And there are all kinds of things that you can do to the face mold. Let me see. Alright, here's just a few more examples of how you can change up the molds. Alright, I just did a little star with my knitting needle and some eyelashes, some eyebrows. These are, of course, my own mold, and it's really difficult to see on that one. On this one, I did a little swirl on her cheek and a little headband and some eyelashes. And on this one, I gave her some dimples, but I also resculpted the nose and the lips. As you can see, this is the same face. But I resculpted it. Alright. Okay. Part 1. Resculpting a molded face. Alright. I shall holler at y'all later.